A couple of days ago, I got a comment from somebody asking that can they work as a healthcare assistant without any formal qualifications. And this is not the first time I've had this question before. I've had quite a number of people ask me this before, that look, I don't have any qualifications, where do I start? So today I want to cover how you can work as a healthcare assistant here in Ireland without any qualifications and still get paid to study. First of all, this video is not sponsored in any way, shape or form. When I started out working as a healthcare assistant, I worked for Mowlam. Mowlam is a big agency here in Ireland. What they do most of the time is that they manage nursing homes. So you'll find that they manage a number of nursing homes. They have some in Cork, they have some in Dublin. They've got quite a few on their books. So I started out working with them. The reason why I went to Mowlam, if I'm being honest, that was the only company when I reached out looking for volunteering hours. That was one of the first companies I reached out to, and that was the company that accepted me, and I didn't apply anywhere else after that because I already had them in place. So I did my work experience with them. I think I did 150 hours unpaid at the time to complete my level 5 HCA course. Now they have something else in place. When I was working, I had other colleagues who had gone through that program, or that academy as it is known. So I will leave the link to their website down below. So what happens is that you approach Mowlam, you send them your CV, and you advise them that, look, I'm interested in becoming an HCA, but I don't have any qualifications in the HCA industry. What they will do is that they will bring you in, and through them you will do 2 modules that allow you to work as a healthcare assistant. So you will do the care skills as well as the care of the older person. Once you have done these 2 modules, then you'll be able to work as a care assistant. This is not the only modules that you will do through them. You will also do manual handling, which is standard for every HCA job. Most companies will usually ask you to do manual handling with them, even if you've done it previously, and they will pay for it. So you will also do manual handling, fire safety. Those are just the standard in-house training courses that you will do in any nursing home, but the main ones that you will do with them is the care of the older person and the care skills course, which according to regulations is the minimum you need to have to work as an HCA. Once you have finished these modules, you do have to complete the other modules within a year. I think it's 6 other modules, or is it 5? 5 other modules within a year. So you need to finish the other 5 modules within a year, and then you're done, and then you're qualified. Now let's get into the Mowlam Academy in depth a little bit more. So you've sent them your CV, and they're like, look, we're accepting you. We can take you on as an HCA. Currently, as far as I know, you would need to be already in Ireland for you to qualify for the Mowlam Academy course. So you would need to already be in the country to go through them. They also accept students that are working in the Republic of Ireland as well. If you're a student, don't close yourself out and say, I'm a student, I can't go with them. You can go with them, and you can work your standard 20 hours that students are allowed to work. So they will take you on, and then you will do the course through them. I think it's 1 month. That's how long it takes, possibly even less now. I think they've sped up the process a bit. You will then study those modules that you need to do, and during this time when you are studying those 2 modules, they will actually pay you. So you do not pay them anything, but they will actually pay you to study. So you finish studying. Once you finish studying, you need to put in hours. You need to to put in work experience hours. So you need you need to work on the floor under the guidance of an experienced HCA. So now what will happen is that you will then go to one of their nursing homes, and then you'll do your work experience hours with them. This differs. It's usually 150 hours, but I know for some nursing homes it's 200 hours. Again, Mowlam will pay you a stipend for the time when you actually study and for the time when you're doing your voluntary hours. So those 150 hours are actually paid. I never got paid because I didn't go through the Mowlam Academy. Never got paid. So my 150 hours was 100% voluntary. I got on the bus, I traveled at my expense. Food, it was all at my expense, but I didn't mind. Once you've done the 150 hours, if you've passed, everything's perfect, they will then offer you a job. I don't know if they still do this, because I'm sure this depends on if they need staff at certain nursing homes, but they will tell you the nursing homes they have, and you can choose which one you're interested in working in. But this is not always the case. Obviously, if the nursing home you want to go to is already, fully staffed, they won't throw you there. They won't allow you to go there. You'll have to choose a different nursing home. But you do have that choice if they're not fully staffed in the other nursing homes to choose which nursing home you want to go to. Once you've chosen your nursing home, you get a uniform, and then you start to work in that nursing home. Most people prefer to work in the nursing home that they volunteered in, because they already know the staff, they already know the residents, so it just makes sense for them to work in that nursing home. Now, what is the catch? Because there's always a catch. Nobody's going to just take you to school, pay for everything, for you to leave them in 3 months' time for a better job. Because when you are starting out with Mowlam, their pay, if I'm being honest, was not that high. When I was working with my colleagues, they started out at minimum wage, which is not a lot of money when you come to think of the amount of work that goes into being an HCA. I worked for minimum wage as well at this time when I started out, but I really enjoyed working in the nursing home that I worked in. I enjoyed working with the staff, I enjoyed working with the residents, and we had an absolutely amazing nursing manager. I still follow her on LinkedIn, so that says something. But you work for minimum wage, or it's not a very high wage. Even if it's not minimum wage anymore, it's not a very high wage in comparison to other places. So what they expect of you is that they'll be paying you this amount, and they also expect you to work the number of hours that you guys have agreed on contract. Another thing is that they expect you to stay with them for at least a year. This also depends contract on contract, but the standard is usually a year. So for a year, they expect you to stay with them and work for them for at least a year. Otherwise, you need to pay them back the money that you used to study. At that time, it used to be €1,000. That's what my colleagues would have had to pay back if they decided to leave Mowlam at the time. So if you're looking to become an HCA in Ireland and you haven't studied, this might be the best option for you. What I like about this option is that it's very quick. You don't have to wait for your certificates to come out, because they will release the certificates very quickly, because it's their training. It's not like if you go to a different college and then they tell you that, look, we only print out our certificates in October of every year, so you cannot really work if you don't have your certificate yet. So that's the thing that I love about them. Another thing is that there are other courses that you need to do, not through them, but free of charge as well, and that is through the HSC land course. This is standard for everybody. They're very short courses, like most of them you can finish them in like an hour, you do need to do those. To be honest, you do this periodically as well. You do it every year. So even if you didn't go through Mowlam Academy, you would still need to do these. And you've done that. There you are. You're qualified to work. Finish the rest of the modules that you need to do, and tada, you're a qualified healthcare assistant. My name is Satini, and I am going to wrap up this video over here. Bye bye.